clean air. Denny's going to do everything he can to block. He's driving away from the 19.
We'll run by 3. One more solid
Half a
corner.
lap to go for Denny Hamlin. Briscoe is there, but not going to be able to pounce. Denny does it again. He's got the Dover hat trick.
Denny Hamlin had once again shut down the doubters. This wasn't just another race win. This was a hard-fought war at the Monster Mile, and despite legal distractions, aging critiques, and some of the fiercest competition in NASCAR, Hamlin proved why he's still one of the most dangerous drivers in the game. Coming into Dover, the spotlight on Denny Hamlin wasn't just about racing. The 44-year-old veteran was juggling high stakes both on and off the track. Just days before the race, Hamlin took a hit in court when a federal judge denied 2311 Racing's motion to continue racing with charters amidst a looming antitrust lawsuit against NASCAR. For Hamlin, a co-owner of the team, the implications were massive. Yet on the track, he was all business. Already holding victories this season at Martinsville, Darlington, and Michigan, Dover presented a golden chance to extend his lead in playoff points and momentum heading into the heart of the season. But this wouldn't come easy. With fierce competitors like Chase Elliott, Christopher Bell, and Kyle Larson in the mix, plus record heat and unpredictable weather, it was clear this race would be a grinder. Pole sitter Chase Elliott started the day on a tear, leading a staggering 238 laps and winning stage 1 in commanding fashion. The number 9 Napa Chevrolet was dialed in, and despite an early jack mishap during a pit stop, Elliott stormed right back to the front. But dominance doesn't always equal victory at Dover. A caution with 60 laps to go shuffled the deck. Elliott pitted. Hamlin did not. That decision changed everything. Staying out on old tires while others took fresh ones could have been a death sentence. But for Hamlin, it was a gamble worth taking. When Christopher Bell spun out trying to pass him, it proved just how razor-thin the margin for error was. Bell, who had won Stage 2, lost it all in a heartbeat. Then came the real twist, rain. With 14 laps to go, the race was red-flagged. Drivers sat stewing in 140-degree heat inside their cockpits. Hamlin, drenched in sweat, considered changing fire suits, yet he stayed focused. When the skies cleared and the engines roared again, it was game time. Hamlin faced not one, but 2 overtime restarts. First, he held off Bell before that incident. Then, it was Chase Briscoe, his Joe Gibbs racing teammate, on fresher tires. Briscoe nearly had him cleared coming off turn 4, but just couldn't seal it. "I thought I did everything I needed to," Briscoe said. "I thought I had him there for a second. I wish the Camry, the back was about 3 inches shorter. I was so close to clearing him. I just couldn't do it. Obviously, racing a teammate, I wanted to make sure at least a JGR car won." They ran door-to-door on the white flag lap, slightly banging, but it was Hamlin who pulled ahead by 0.310 seconds to claim victory. That win made him the 13th driver to ever win back-to-back at Dover and brought his career total to 58 Cup victories, just 2 shy of tying Kevin Harvick for 10th all-time. What made this win even sweeter? It was Hamlin's first win since becoming a father again. Winning here in Dover is super special to me. This is a place I've not been very good at the first half of my career. Having a back-to-back here over the last few years is amazing, Hamlin said. Hamlin added, "I just studied some of the greats here. I was very fortunate to have Martin Truex as a teammate. Jimmy Johnson, watching him win 10 times here. You learn from the greats and you change your game to match it. You have success like this." That humility, combined with surgical precision behind the wheel, has kept Hamlin relevant in a sport that increasingly demands youth, adaptability, and consistency. It also puts him in striking distance of multiple milestones. Beyond Harvick's 60-win mark, only 9 drivers in NASCAR history have ever crossed the 60-win threshold. With momentum building and 5 regular season races left, that mark is within reach. Despite losing the race, Elliott walked away with a silver lining, the points lead. Byron's late race accident allowed Elliott to jump 17 points ahead with 5 races to go before the playoffs. Still, there are questions about Hendrick Motorsports' ability to finish strong when it counts. For Elliott, Dover was a reminder that even near perfection doesn't guarantee a win in today's NASCAR. Pit strategies, cautions, and tire choices remain equalizers. and that unpredictability can shift momentum in seconds. Dover was also the final round before the in-season challenge finale. Ty Gibbs and Ty Dillon emerged as the unlikely finalists for NASCAR's $1 million prize at Indianapolis. Gibbs edged out Tyler Reddick, while Dillon, seated dead last, snuck past John Hunter Nemechek thanks to a free pass on the final caution. It sets up an unexpected showdown next week between two winless drivers in a high-stakes duel. Dillon called the opportunity one of the greatest things to happen in my career, highlighting the value of this new format for mid-pack teams. Another subplot, Joey Logano made his 600th career Cup start. At just over 35 years old, he's the youngest driver to reach that milestone, besting Richard Petty's previous record. Though he didn't win, finishing 14th, Logano's Ironman streak is now 597 consecutive starts strong. Petty remains the only driver to have won on his 600th start. But Logano's consistency places him among NASCAR's modern legends. Behind Hamlin, the top 10 was stacked with talent. Briscoe finished second, followed by Bowman, Larson, and Gibbs. Elliott, Wallace, Blaney, Buescher, and Keselowski rounded out the top 10. Kyle Busch, 11th, and Tyler Reddick, 12th, both showed speed but couldn't crack the top 10. Meanwhile, Michael McDowell and Austin Dillon delivered quiet but solid runs, finishing 13th and 15th respectively. Further back, rookies and surprise contenders struggled. Shane Van Gisbergen's hot streak ended early due to a punctured tire on lap 11. He finished 30th, snapping a two-race win streak. William Byron, once a favorite, saw his day end in heartbreak with a late crash that dropped him to 32nd. Cody Ware, AJ Allmendinger, and Carson Hocevar rounded out the bottom of the field after mechanical issues and early exits. Denny Hamlin didn't just win a race, he controlled the narrative. With lawsuits looming and the playoff race tightening, this win is a thunderous message to the garage. He's not done yet, not even close. He may be pushing 45, but Hamlin's fire hasn't dimmed. And if Sunday proved anything, it's that experience, guts, and perfect execution can still beat fresher tires and younger legs. Next stop, the Brickyard. And Denny Hamlin is aiming to add the one crown jewel missing from his legendary career. Let the battle continue.
Patrick started on the pole for the nationwide race here last year and knocked the boss off the pole. Yes! 45.817, 196.4 miles an hour for Danica.
That's a great lap, guys.
Tony Stewart just delivered a truth bomb that's silencing all the Danica Patrick haters once and for all. The three-time NASCAR Cup Series champion has finally revealed the real reason he signed the most controversial driver in NASCAR history to Stewart-Haas Racing back in 2012 and all. And it's not what everyone thought. While critics have spent over a decade claiming Patrick was nothing more than a marketing gimmick hired for her GoDaddy sponsorship dollars, Stewart just dropped some jaw-dropping facts that prove these doubters have been dead wrong all along. What the NASCAR legend revealed about Patrick's actual driving talent is sending shockwaves through the racing community. In a 2012 interview that's resurfacing and gaining new attention, the NASCAR legend made his position crystal clear with words that cut straight through the noise and speculation. "She's great at the marketing side," Stewart acknowledged, giving credit where credit was due regarding Patrick's undeniable promotional abilities. "But she's got talent behind the steering wheel. We wouldn't have hired her if we didn't think she could do a good job driving the race cars." This statement represents far more than diplomatic corporate speak or public relations damage control. Coming from Tony Stewart, a driver whose own career was built on raw talent, fierce competitiveness, and an absolute refusal to compromise on performance standards, these words carry enormous weight. Stewart didn't build his reputation by making feel-good statements or politically correct decisions. Throughout his career, he earned respect through his uncompromising approach to racing and his willingness to speak uncomfortable truths when others preferred polite silence. Stewart's assessment becomes even more significant when you consider the broader context of his decision-making process. As a team owner, Stewart understood that every driver signing represented both an opportunity and a risk. In NASCAR's ultra-competitive environment, where hundredths of seconds separate success from failure, and where sponsor relationships can make or break entire organizations, the decision to hire any driver requires careful evaluation of multiple factors. Stewart's public declaration that Patrick possessed genuine driving talent wasn't a throwaway comment. It was a professional assessment from someone whose livelihood depended on making correct evaluations. The financial aspects of Patrick's arrival at Stewart-Haas Racing certainly couldn't be ignored, and Stewart was refreshingly honest about acknowledging this reality.